Hi guys, so per request, I guess, by a lot of people that have been asking how I do my makeup regularly. Excuse if you see any blotchiness, which I may or may not cover up with makeup depending on my laziness. From my tan wearing off, this is my natural paleness. Figured since I'm off today and before I go out tonight, I just film basic, not necessarily basic. If you like to do contouring, baking, and stuff like what I would do if I got a little fancy, but not like, whoa, I'm gonna spend 5 hours on my makeup. Go for like a maybe grunge Instagram girl type look. I don't know. Try maybe not necessarily a cut crease look, but like, you know when they take the eyeshadow, I've seen that and I'm gonna try that because I don't think I've really done that before. So y'all get to see me experimenting, making it look like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. I got this new Makeup Revolution palette. It is, which one is this? Iconic 3. From what I've heard and what I can tell, these basically are like dupes to the Naked palettes. I really want the Naked 3 palette, so this is like to hold me off in the meantime. And the colors in this thing, like, boy, so pretty. And look at this in daylight. And the pigmentation on the Makeup Revolution stuff is actually really good for how cheap it was. It was like maybe $7 for this whole palette. The only thing is like the glitters, they're kind of like, they got a little fallout, but the pigmentation's like bomb AF. I guess we'll go ahead and get started on the full face of makeup. I don't know if I already apologized as well. I'm in the process of moving right now, so my room's kind of like messy AF. First thing to start off with, because it's like my favorite thing ever, is the brows, and it is the most talked about thing ever. People ask about my, it's compliment. I like it, but sometimes it gets annoying. Really thinned out and shaped. Like if I left them alone for, God knows, like 2 weeks, maybe even a month, I wouldn't want to see that. No. Thank you, Dad, for the hairy jeans from the German side. And then I got the Irish skin that just burns, and I don't even tan. Why we have to go through problems like this with fake tanner. I should probably show you what I'm using right now. No pro YouTuber makeup artist. For my brows, I've heard of other stuff that you can use, but I've tried pencils and powders, and powders and pencils are okay because my eyebrows are really thick, but this is like my all-time favorite thing that I can whip out a brow in a minute if I'm like in a Anastasia Beverly Hills dip brow pomade, which I'm sure almost everybody's heard of, if not. Also, if the camera ever looks like it's at a slightly different angle, which I doubt it will be that big of a difference, it's because I have to stop and import stuff to my computer because this is on my phone because I don't want a nice camera. Anastasia Beverly Hills in ash brown, because I guess it's not jet black, but it's close enough to match me. This stuff lasts forever, and I mean, it doesn't like dry out or get goopy and stuff really until you like really get into it. Like, let me see my tip one to show you guys. I've had this one for a long time, like at least a year probably. I got it maybe around like March of last year, and it's May now, and I haven't even gone through like half of it. This is when I was blonde, so I kind of used that to, my eyebrows were darker, but it wasn't like, it matched, okay? Use this and use my eyeliner slash eyebrow brush from Mary Kay. Here we go. Don't know if you can see it. It basically just says eyeliner slash eyebrow and the brand Mary Kay. I use this stuff for mascara. Like, I don't use this end, but I'll use this like if I get clumps in my mascara, I'll just like, I just barely tap it in there. Decide which eyebrow to do first. This is always like anxiety. I usually start like right where the hairs start to face up, and I guess I sort of lightly define it but harshly. And I definitely do not go outside of the outside of my brows, otherwise they look really thick because my eyebrows are so bad. But if you need to reshape yours, like, you do you, boo-boo. Whatever's left over, if there's still a ton, like, because this little bit goes a long way, by the way, I'll just like lightly drag it and feather it into the bottom, like the baseline, not really the bottom. I don't know if this makes any sense at all. I'll take it and just go to the bottom and kind of, I guess, blend it out right there. So that'll darken it up a bit, but I don't drag it up very far so that way you can have that like ombre effect. But my eyebrows are so thick, I can't really do that ombre thing, and it's I'll kind of blend that out a bit. And then I'll go ahead and tap it in there again. Kind of do the same thing. And just follow the top of the arch. Everybody asks how I do my brows. I don't know what's really all that special about it, but I guess when I was learning how to do eyebrows, I was doing the same thing and I was watching crazy YouTube videos. But like, this is all I do. Sometimes I'll change up the shape a little bit, make them a little bit thicker, but it's not that drastic. If I want to make them look a certain way. Like let's say we're doing a makeup look and we're trying to replicate somebody, or for Halloween, you know, yeah, I'll change up the shape a bit and stuff, but not drastically. Occasionally I'll go ahead and use concealer if I do it after my foundation for some reason, but typically I try to do it before, because if they are harsh, it tends to lighten it up, and I guess if you mess them up at all and it's after your foundation, then it's more work to fix it. But yeah, this is like, look at that, fleeky. This is like that one eyebrow I hate. Like I love this eyebrow. This one like kills me. Okay, so after I did this eyebrow, I kind of went through and adjusted it a bit because I was not having it, and I'm still messing with it. I have no idea how OCD I am about my eyebrows. It's not even funny. This one I love, and then this one it's like, but people will be like, they look the same, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. To, I guess, hold my eyebrows in place, I don't really need it when they're this thin, but I guess they're already starting to grow out, and I literally just did this like 2 days ago. Look. That little flying away. This is why we use this stuff. My Mary Kay brow gel. This is the only clear brow gel that I was able to find for me that's not too thick and not too thin, and it's clear, because I don't really like tinted brow gels in my opinion. It adds too much makeup to my brows, and no. So I just go ahead and lightly brush that in the front, and you do want to be sparse with this, because like if you put too much, it's like you're gonna see the brow gel. Like I don't like that. It also kind of helps blend in the pomade if any spots are kind of like not blended. This is where I like this stuff. It's just to keep my freaking tails of my brows in place, because those hairs like to just fly away, and even then sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Ignore me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes. I guess I should once again, I can't ever remember, show you what I'm using. I'm just putting on my Mary Kay eye primer, and I just dab it all over my eye. It's just basically, I don't know if y'all saw, well, it's white, but it dries okay. We'll just kind of use this so it doesn't go to waste. Just put on another layer, you know, no big deal, no big deal. Full between my primers and stuff that I use. It depends on the type of makeup I'm using and which foundations and stuff I'm mixing it with, because I don't know how to explain it. So I like this Mary Kay primer typically for things with like glitters and stuff, and not necessarily heavy makeup but pigment, and I like this for stuff that I want to, I guess, get, like if I have heavier eyeshadows but it's not like as good of pigment and long lasting. It's kind of a weird different thing. I do like the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, but I like the one that's anti-aging just because of the color and the formula. It feels better, but this one was cheaper and it's basic, so that's the one we bought. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow as I'm sitting here talking. Ooh, what are we gonna do for our eyeshadow? We didn't even think about this. I mean, I'm trying not to swear. I'm gonna have to end up learning out everything, because I'm like, it's not happening. I'm gonna go ahead and use this third one right here and put that on my lid. Okay, it's getting windy outside. This is not promising weather for plans. I'm gonna be inside and all, but if we do walk out, because the mall where I live, like they have outside like walkways and stuff, and the parking lots are not closed. Like it's a Monday night, but still it's very busy around here on a Monday night, so no ma'am. You can use any like flat brush basic eyeshadow brush for this. Really, I just used this one out of my Naked 2 palette. It's weird about the pigments out of this palette too, is they're not exactly the colors that they look like. This is more orangey than it looks in here, I guess, in my opinion. Maybe not, maybe I'm just blind. Now I'm gonna do like the crease transition color. I guess it's really hard because I have tiny eyelids, if you can tell, and they're kind of hooded, so creases never go very well for me, unfortunately. What should I use for the transition color? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use, which one is this? Over the 7th one right here. This little like taupe color. Kind of reminds me of Tease from the Naked palette. What I do is I put stuff on really dark, because I don't know why, like if it's just my skin or the products, like as soon as I blend stuff, like I have to make it dark because it will show up really light. And let me tell you, I've tried like everything and it looks ridiculous as I'm doing it, and technically you're supposed to blend it as you go along, but honestly it's probably to do with some of the brushes I have. Dude, I forgot I said I was gonna tape everything. Anxiety. Okay, let's just kind of like pretend that none of this happened. We're gonna tape this before it's too late, and hopefully the tape will peel up the rest, or I will use concealer and just kind of wing it. That was so not funny. And I'm just gonna blend it with this random old Mary Kay crease brush of my mother's. It's actually really fluffy. It looks so funny with tape on my face. I think I'm gonna go in with the darker, I kind of want a coppery color. Decision. I'm gonna go ahead and I think mix this one right here as well as this one so I can get that brown shade, but also, okay, I just hit it. Also get that red deep tone to it. And I'm just using this random little tiny e.l.f. crease brush. I never remember to show you guys what I'm using. Besides the eyeshadows I've been doing okay with. I'm just going to go ahead and take my transition color and kind of blend it all out per se. So now I think what I'm going to do is take like the, what is this? Japanesque. It's like it's not happening. This Japanesque eyebrow eyeliner brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and take not the sparkly one, but the second to last dark brownish color, I guess. It kind of has like a purple tone to it, and try to line the top of my eyelid. I don't want to do an actual eyeliner because I'm afraid it's gonna be too harsh, and it's not gonna be that like grungy look, I guess, that I was talking about. I have long eyelashes, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to do this tape thingy. I'm not making this like a fleeky wing at all. It's just, it's not that dark of a pigment or anything or an actual eyeliner, so I'm kind of just making it messy. Time to peel and reveal. Okay. Carefully, that is. Ooh. I kind of like that. It's not as clean cut as I wanted it to because it's kind of got some smudges. But it looks pretty cool. Not bad for improv. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this random e.l.f. Professional Defining airbrush. It's kind of this angled one. And then use the very first color, that cream color, as like the highlight. Please don't get it on your brows like I just did. And then put it in my inner crease, which is probably going to get ruined because I'm going to put concealer up there. But that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and try to move on quick to the face because I need to leave soon. I'm going to use my Mary Kay moisturizer and put that all over my face and let it soak in. My baby hairs could stop sticking to me, that'd be great. This makeup looks darker in the mirror because it's so exposed on the camera. Like, I actually really like it, but this looks, I mean, it looks good in the camera, but it's not like, oh my god, you know? I'm going to go ahead and use my Maybelline Master Prime. It's the green one, so it's blur and redness control because I have issues with, like, redness and stuff here. It's not that bad, but, it used to be pretty bad. This is the one I've just like, I like the formula, it feels good. And of course, just put that all over my face. I'm going to start off under my foundation. I kind of technically do 2 layers of concealer. One for concealing, one for highlighting. So I'm going to use the Maybelline New York, I believe this is the Fit Me concealer, I'm not quite sure, in the shade Light, and just put that under my eyes. I did this before because it's so dark for my skin tone and I can never find anything that's light besides the one I'm using for my, just get rid of all those dark circles. This is the closest thing I could find that was drugstore material to the NARS Creamy Concealer. In my opinion, it's basically a dupe because I don't feel like paying for the actual one. I bought it once and it was great, but I can't afford to pay like every month or two for a new tube of that because it's too expensive. I mean, I can afford it, but it's like, I could spend my money on other things. And I go through it a lot quicker than I have with this. I don't know if it's because the way it just stuck to the tube with the brush, I don't know, but I wasn't able to get it to last very long, and the repurchase life just kind of annoyed me, I guess. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and mix my foundations once again to get the right shade and coverage I want. I'm going to use my Mary Kay Time Wise liquid matte concealer, good job, foundation, an ivory one, and then I'm going to use the shade W2 in the L'Oreal True Match. So I kind of get the matte and the thickness out of the coverage, and this is really good. And then kind of a dewy-ish sort of matte finish with it. The mix, I like it. So I just mixed the two on my hand and used this Mary Kay liquid foundation brush and used that to mix them together. And then I kind of basically painted on my face and coats and then blend it out. I have one beauty blender that I use, which is I use the Real Technique ones, because once again I'm cheap AF, for my foundation, and then I use one for my contouring and highlighting and all that, just so that way I guess they don't mix. I don't know. I like to keep separate ones, because I find when you mix all three of them, it just gets way too dirty. Number one tip with foundation, everybody blend it onto, at the very least, your jawline, and for sure your neck. I don't like make it very thick, but at least so the skin tone kind of blends in a form. Please somehow put it on your neck so it blends, and then also make sure you kind of go over here. Put it on these parts of my ears so that way the redness goes away and the skin tone matches, because I don't want to like actually infect my ears or anything from. Next I'm going to go in with my NYX HD concealer in the shade Porcelain. I don't know which way you want to turn it. So you can see it's kind of lighter than my skin, not by much, but just barely, if not at all. I can't really tell. Sometimes it looks darker, sometimes it looks lighter. And just go ahead and put that in a triangle shape under my eyes for the highlight. And then also on my chin. And then the jawline. Okay, we're getting it on our hair. This is starting to run out. Cry every time. And then also up onto the forehead and down the nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my beauty blender and just blend that out. Boy, this thing never wants to stay very focused because my skin's that pale. I should have done it when I was tan, all these tutorials. I just like the finish to my skin when I do this combo of my foundations and all that. It just looks the best. It's not like too caked on or anything. It's not too powdery. It just looks nice. I don't know, y'all can't really tell because I grab a camera, but like, oh geez, we need to blend that. This is like before anything. No setting powder and all that. Which of course you want to set, which we're going to do next. So you don't get gross. I'm going to use my Mary Kay translucent powder and just use this Real Techniques brush. Expert face brush. Real Techniques Expert face brush. There we go. We're going to use this and put it under my eyes. I'll usually use a cosmetic sponge if I'm going to go ahead and do like actual baking. But since I'm kind of needing to leave, we're going to just go ahead and use this to just kind of pack it into your skin. Make sure it's just really well set. I'm just going to go ahead and use e.l.f. Professional Total Face Brush and blend everything out to get it off my face. Woohoo! Go ahead and use my Mary Kay eye smudger brush and just take that darkest brown color that we had used for the eyeliner and just slightly smudge it under my eyes. Not like very far because that's gonna look like too much. You know, you don't want to look dead after you just highlighted your face unless you're going for that like deep smoky eye look, then you know, go. We're gonna take this Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner and it is in the shade, what shade did I get? Pretty in Mink, I guess that's the shade. It's just like this chocolatey brown, and I'm gonna line my waterline with it as well as my tight line. Not as harsh as black. It's something, but it's not like too much. I guess it kind of gives it more of that smoky grunge effect. Oh shoot, I just got that little dot on my eye. Nobody'll notice, just don't tell anybody. Go ahead and use my e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush. If I could get this, I'm flush open. e.l.f. Professional Bronzing Brush and my Milani Cosmetics Romantic Rose Powder Blush. I'm just smiling to get it on my apples and my cheeks because I have a round face and we don't want to put that everywhere. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of blushers, so I kind of need it with my pale face to just lighten it up a bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite part ever, my Mary Kay light to medium bronzer, and my Real Techniques, this is just the straight up powder brush, and go ahead and bronze and contour. So I just take it up on my temples very lightly first and go along my hairline. And then my jawline. And then just kind of bronzing with my brush on the cheekbone. So this is just the light base, not the actual color. Just to give us some sort of color so we don't look like an entire ghost. I had and try to contour, so I'm gonna go in my cheekbones, just kind of flatten the brush. Just basically, if I press it against my cheekbones, it kind of does it for itself. And then go ahead and go in my temples. Just kind of blend everything out. Don't go in all at once with a bunch. Just kind of slowly build it if you can with bronzing and contouring and all that. Because you don't want to end up with too much because you can't get rid of it. You have to kind of work towards it. In the meantime that my video cut off, I also took that same bronzer and the Real Techniques concealer brush and just kind of went lightly in my nose and just contoured that. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in, what is it? Radiant Lights. It's sadly broken because I dropped it. Struggle. Use my Eco Tools Deluxe Fan Brush and go ahead and just pop that on my cheekbones. I'm also going to go ahead and take it and put it on the tip of my nose. And my Cupid's bow. The highlight though, look at it. And I go ahead and take my Urban Decay setting spray. I switch between the two. Sometimes I use the de-slick one sometimes because my skin's really oily, and then I also just bought the all-nighter one. So today I'm going to go ahead and use the Ardell 600 Cluster Wispies and apply it with the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive with Aloe in black. And then while those are drying, I'm going to apply my Mary Kay Ultimate Mascara on both my upper lashes and my lower lashes. So I'm just doing a, I guess, light coat for me. I have fairly long eyelashes. I don't really need to put that much mascara on, but sometimes if I'm not doing falsies, I'll put on more than this, but my natural eyelashes, I don't know if you can see them at all, but they're pretty good. And then I'll go ahead and put it on my lower lashes. I guess with this grungy makeup, I'll put on a little more than I usually do. And I'll kind of touch the baseline of my waterline, I guess you could say. That way it kind of makes it like an extra eyeliner effect. It's kind of messy-ish. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my falsies. The main tip for applying falsies, I'm not necessarily going to do it on camera right now because, yeah, you couldn't really see it. Look into a mirror downwards, kind of. I tilt my little mirror that I have and apply it there with your hands, or you can also use tweezers. Apply either with the outside or the middle first, and then kind of work towards each end until you know it's going to stick. Difficult thing with black lash glue, stuff like this happening where it has this dot bit when my eyes are open, you can't really tell, it kind of just blends with them. But I really like these cluster wispies. These ones are really thin and short on me personally. There's a longer pair, I think it's like the 610s, that look a lot better. So for my lips, I'm going to go ahead and use this NYX lip liner in Nude Beige. And then I'm going to use my liquid lipstick in Beeper by ColourPop Cosmetics. This one looks a lot more brown on me because I am so pale. I don't really like to overline my lower lips all that much. It's hard to tell because this color is like really light on the, but my upper ones, I don't overline this part, but what I do overline usually a little bit is like right here. Like it just makes them a little fuller. I always tell people this tip too with overlining. If you do lighter colors, it's a little bit harder to do it because you can see your lip lines and it usually seeps into it. But with darker colors, you can overline your lips to like no end. I like how this shade's kind of nude and like mauve-y, but it's still kind of got that dark tint to it. Alright, so this is basically the finished look. I don't know, I really like it's really hard with the way the lighting is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take some selfies in this and post them on Instagram. I need to put in my regular earrings, but I really liked how this look turned out. But yeah, I need to get some decent pictures to show y'all how this really looks. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully tomorrow morning I can make another one that I'll post later at another time, where I have more time to actually do and like think out maybe an inspired look. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, of course. Comment any ideas that you have, things you want to see, and yeah, bye. Like you can see my mirror. Can it stay focused instead of making me look like a ghost? I mean, I know I am, but still. Nostalgia. Good job, Shelby. My foot's going dead as I sit on it. Okay, the tape moved and that's not helping at all. Please stop. Real techniques. Brush. No, I'm done. Okay, I got transition.